Welcome back to the Best Small Business Show. Guess what? I'm Rich G.
That's right. And I'm BJ Flagg, and I don't do the first welcome because I can't remember it. But Rich can, and I'm kind of excited about that. Hey, today we are cutting through all the noise today. Oh my gosh, you're going to love this episode.
Yeah, no sugarcoating. This is not
No.
going to be a fun podcast. This is going to be
not
one.
a BJ written podcast.
I promise you, every single person listening to this is going to use this podcast, this topic.
Yeah. If they're not going to send it to all of their clients and all of their employees, I'm going to be shocked. And send it to themselves. This is definitely an inward thinking episode.
Yeah,
sure.
If a business habit is holding you back, and this is one of them, we're going to call it out.
Absolutely. And today's pain point, ghosting. You probably call it being overwhelmed, but we're calling it hiding.
Yeah. It's the term I used to run into all the time in corporate. Like, I'm so busy. And
I can't possibly help.
We're going to talk about this. So the positive pivot, we're going to fix your broken operating system today and get you making real decisions as fast as possible.
Thank goodness. Rich, please set the scene. Why do smart owners suddenly go completely dark and miss critical emails?
Well, it's all about the cost of not making decisions. You know, like our organizing friend Matt Byers used to say, postpone decisions. That's disorganization. And when an answer requires friction, when you have to think or you're afraid to make that decision, guess what? You freeze up.
Yeah. They throw it all in the later pile, hoping the problem will magically go away. Well, guess what? Here's a surprise. It doesn't. It gets more expensive by the second.
Somebody told me years ago, and I say this to a lot of clients, if you're afraid to look at the balance in your checkbook, you need to look at the balance in your checkbook right now. But BJ, you're exactly right. Today, we're going to give you 4 ruthless strategies. This sounds like my articles that I write to kill this avoidance habit for good. Okay.
Before we get into it, Rich has written a phenomenal article on this. And this is what kind of got us spearheaded to talking about this. This doesn't happen often, but it is so on point. So catch the article. Anyway, number 1, the overwhelm lie. Okay. Overwhelm is a complete cover story. Absolute. You're lying to yourself.
Yeah. In today's world, it's just a socially acceptable excuse. You know, I'm so overwhelmed. For dodging a hard conversation. That's really what you're doing, is you're dodging it. You're not addressing it. You're bypassing it, and you're letting it, maybe it'll handle itself, but guess what? It never does.
And, a lot of people say I'm triaging. Yeah. I go through my emails in the morning and I triage. Oh, I must have missed that one. No, you didn't. You are not too busy to send a reply. You just don't want to deal with the discomfort of it all.
Yeah. And each successive year, each successive generation, I'm finding people are more and more afraid of discomfort, instead of addressing it. Avoidance makes you look disorganized. See, that's the problem. You think, it'll be fine. No, you look disorganized and you treat these people as unimportant. Real leaders face the friction head on. Successful people that you admire, make decisions quickly. Yes, no, stop it, do it, whatever. They they look at the email and they usually give you 1 or 2 word responses, or they pick up the phone and they go, do it. That's it.
Yeah. And you know what it makes me think of? The new show out, The Pit.
Mhm.
with Noah Wiley, my favorite person.
It's about
He,
peaches, right? Peaches?
no, actually,
No,
no,
no.
no. But it is an ER again, and it is unbelievable. And decisions have to be made on the nanosecond.
Yeah.
Do you think they would sit around and kind of go, I don't want to look at the guy in A? No, no, they have to deal with it. They have to do it. And that's where we need your head to be. Do it.
Yeah. Action step for this one is open your inbox. Find 3 emails you're ducking right now. Admit it's not fear, and it's not busyness, but it's fear. Sorry about that.
No,
It's
you
you're
are
not
fearful.
busy. You're just fearful of answering those emails.
And I
We
don't know.
all
I think
do
you
it.
were right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you were right, Rich,
yeah,
because when you say it's not fear, what it actually is that feeling of avoidance that causes you to let yourself get away with it. I'm giving myself a little grace on that.
yeah.
Yeah, stop it. Stop that.
Well, number 2, silence broadcasts weakness. Okay, your silence, that is your actual operating system out in plain sight. What you're broadcasting weakness.
hmm and when I see that, all I can think of is a poker game.
Yeah.
You know, you can't, you're showing your tell. You're showing your tell. When you're ghost a vendor or a team member, you broadcast that you can't handle a simple choice.
Yeah, your team maps out this quickly. They start
Oh, yeah.
working around you instead of with you. They understand when you're going to not make a decision, and they'll
Yeah.
just go do it themselves.
And a lot of times they'll say, oh, she's always the bottleneck. She's the biggest bottleneck. And they'll avoid you.
Yeah.
And they'll go right around you and make decisions and stuff like that and kind of go, oh, yeah, well, listen, we had to get going on that. Doesn't really make you a leader. You're blocking your own success every single time you do that.
Yeah, one story I have is I coach this owner of a $5 million shop, and he constantly complained every call that his team lacked initiative. And I hear this constantly, oh, my team, oh, my team. He and I sat down with his operations manager. And you know what? The manager
Oh my God.
laughed and opened up his laptop. He showed me 40, not 4,
No.
40 unanswered approval requests from the owner, right in front of the owner. The team
Whoa.
wasn't lazy. The team wasn't lazy at all. They were surviving his silence. He wasn't making decisions. They stopped asking for permission. And guess what? They just started guessing. I think we should do this. His
Yeah.
avoidance was literally costing him a fortune in mistakes because the operations manager had 40 unanswered approval requests.
Wow. That must have been such a revelation to him.
I didn't
He
say a
thought there
word.
might have been 3. Oh, you didn't know? No way. No,
I
I'm
didn't
not
say a
over
word.
that.
I just kept pointing. At the 40, going, why haven't you made a decision on those? He had no answer. No answer.
No,
I'm too
no,
busy. Busy.
no. You know what? The best action step for this is to ask your senior team where projects are stalled. Look in the mirror.
Yeah.
This is a time for you to own it. Just own what is going on right then.
This podcast is sponsored by New Renew Brand Marketing, a full service agency building strong brands with clarity and vision. Their clients are reaching their potential with innovative messaging, results driven AI research and analytics, with their audiences front and center. Reach out to BJ Flagg at newrenew.com today.
And this podcast is also sponsored by Rich G Business Coaching. Most business owners hide behind excuses, letting silence stall their growth. Rich His coaching practice is built for you. He helps you eliminate the avoidance and finally make the tough calls. Ready to move up? Spend 20 minutes with Rich, no cost, no pitch, and he will bring you 2 decades of solutions. Go to richg.com to sign up today.
BJ, let's get back into it. Let's give them number 3.
Okay, here we are. The invisible financial drain. Yes, we're finally getting to the meat of this entire issue. The massive financial loss of ghosting. Oh my goodness.
Well, there's no invoice for the lucrative deal you just didn't close due to your silence.
Ghost a senior hire or an acquisition offer that cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. The meter is running at that point.
Yeah, what I find funny is owners love to blame the economy. Oh, it's the stock market, it's the economy, it's tariffs, it's this for all of their problems. In reality, guess what? You are bleeding revenue because you won't finalize a decision.
Exactly. This reminds me of we were working on some major campaigns that had multiple components, all time sensitive. But we have a brief, everything's all mapped out. You can see every single deadline, bold and caps, all the dates. This one client just ghosted me on the stuff, calls me 3 days later and say, okay, yeah, we'll go with that. And I'll say, do you see the date? Yeah, that's past. That's an opportunity we didn't take advantage of. And I had called in some favors on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So the dates matter. That's why they're in bold. That's why they're all caps. That's why they're sitting there like that. And he always says, the girls are beating up on me. And I'm like, no, no, no. You have a job to do. And it is money, Rich. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of money that if you don't take advantage of, some of these opportunities.
Yeah, sometimes, unfortunately, your vendor needs to sometimes act like a kindergarten teacher, your accountant, your
Yeah.
attorney, your brand marketing person, your coach. They need to tell you the truth, some people focus on things that they're really good at. So the action step for this one is I think BJ and I want you to calculate the rough cost of the last 3 decisions you delayed, where
Oh,
you
oh,
delayed and lost out on something. And I bet you the number is going to shock you. It's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. If there's anything that's going to cure it, it's going to be that
Yeah.
action step. Oh my God. Rich, do number 4.
Yeah. Number 4 is the 2-second rule. And this is like the easiest thing you could do is if the response is shorter than the excuse, you have no excuse.
Say it again, Rich, because this is important.
Yeah. If the response is shorter than the excuse, you have no excuse. If you're sitting there gesticulating in your head of how you're not going to answer it, and all you have to do is give like a 1-word answer to it,
Yeah.
it's just like yes, no, maybe, whatever, stop, go, whatever.
And you know what? It's stuff like not this time.
Yeah.
Yes, Tuesday works. No, we're passing. These are just 2 seconds. They're just like little tiny quick things.
Yeah.
And I always think to myself, when you're just going through your emails first thing in the morning, attack it that way. Don't go by an email. Attack it. Attack it. Every one of them. We have a rule at our company that when the email from a client comes in, you respond. You don't wait to do it. You actually respond and say, "Great, will do."
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Because you're acknowledging it to the client. And that simple little message makes a difference. They're comforted when you do that.
Yeah, I had a client when I was in corporate. We were having brochures approved, and I
Yeah.
had 7 products, and each product had its own brochure. And I was on a deadline to have these printed and ready for our symposium.
Yeah.
And I went around to everyone. Everyone got back to me except this one guy. This one guy, I went to him and I said, yeah, I just need you never sent me an email that said, looks good or we have corrections. He goes, yeah, I never had a chance to look at it. Let me look at it. I go, no, it's too late. It's too late. We're going with it. Well, there might be something wrong in it. I go, no, you are looking at it for any major gross mistakes. It's already been approved. It's getting printed. He lost his mind. And I said, you had a month to review this. And I kept
Yeah.
reminding you, that's how people are. They're
Right.
crazy. And
I
there
know.
isn't a single message from a professional that requires more than a fast, clear answer.
Exactly. And I always say to my, everybody at the company, I'll say, write the question with a bit of the solution in there,
Yeah.
because then I'm going to give you one or two words and you're off and on to the races. Don't sit there and make it where I have to figure it all out. No, you're not going to get a reply. You're not going to get what you're really after is that 2-second reply. If you're afraid of the message, go fix the fear.
Yeah.
That's where your head has to be.
Yeah. And I think you've hit the nail on the head, BJ. Fix the fear. It's
Yeah.
not the decision, it's the fear of the decision. I had a
Yeah.
client agonizing over a bad vendor contract. Okay.
Oh.
He spent 3 weeks dodging their calls, just like 3 weeks. Now, the vendor was freaking out, going, what's going on? Drafting long, complicated emails in his head and deleting them. And he would
Oh
tell
my
me
God.
about this. He was completely paralyzed by this friction. And during our session, I made him open his inbox. I said, I want you to open the inbox. And we typed exactly 6 words. We are passing on this project. That's it. I forced him to hit send right there. The relief on his face was instant. He was just like, oh. 2 seconds of truth always beats weeks of anxiety. And what I'd like to
Wow.
say is, how often do we go around with this massive anxiety on our shoulder going, just pass on the
Yeah.
project, or just say no, or
Right.
just say not now? That's the biggest thing. I tell a lot of clients, if you're afraid to say no, just say not now. Not now. We can maybe do it next quarter. That's all.
Yeah. And I think, the mastery of these tasks and these things to do will really give you the strength you need to um, take the power off the fear. You'll
Hmm.
just take the power off it. You're holding on to that and trying to do your job,
Yeah.
right? The minute you let go, your job is so much easier.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, a great action step for this is find out the one person you owe a response to right now. Type a 2-second reply and hit send.
Yeah.
That's all I want you to do. You're going to feel the relief.
Well, bottom line, stop hiding. Step up, make the call, and clear the roadblocks in your business.
Better people, better business, better life, and don't ghost.
Thanks to our producer, Richard Scalzo, for making us sound great. And thanks for tuning in to the Best Small Business Show.